All right, ladies and gentlemen, in the order in which I've received submission, the first speaker is Jan McCleary from the Save the California Delta Alliance, and the note is Disco Bay. For those of you who don't recognize it, it's Discovery Bay, the community of Discovery Bay as well. After her will be Mr. DeCroce from the Environmental Water Caucus. Ms. McCleary, thank you.
Chairman Eisenberg and members of the Council, thank you for giving me the opportunity to meet with you today concerning the rulemaking policies related to the Delta Plan. My name is Jan McCleary, and I'm here today as the president of Save the California Delta Alliance, STCDA, a grassroots organization based in Discovery Bay but representing a wider membership of Delta and Bay Area concerned citizens, some of who you see here who came to demonstrate our concerns. Group here. Can I move this up a little? There. But also as a Discovery Bay resident, moving there after 35 years of working in Silicon Valley as a software engineer. So first I'd like to give a little perspective on, as a Discovery Bay citizen, although our overall concerns are Delta-wide. During the 35 years in Silicon Valley, our family spent most of the summer weekends on the Delta, skiing, anchoring out, and enjoying the peace birds and the warm weather. Naturally, we wanted to retire where we most enjoyed being. And our kids come and visit us often because they love it there too. So I applaud the plan for recognizing the Delta as a place and as boating being an important aspect of the Delta. But I was surprised that the only mention of Discovery Bay as a place was in a list of towns on page 182 discussing where the population was increasing in the Delta, and I believe it warrants some additional recognition and some specific protections in the plan. So Discovery Bay is a unique community of 3,500 waterfront homes. Waterfront properties garner a higher home value, and the typical lot size is only 60 by 120. So the backyard is the deck, over the levee riprap.
Ms. McCleary, let me just pause for a moment. For people who are wondering what's on this photograph of Discovery Bay, we don't have any ability to project it for the simulcast, but we will post submitted documents that you give to us later on our website if people want to go back and look at it.
Thank you. So the dock and the ramp, and there's no room for a swimming pool. The Delta is our swimming pool. In the summers, you'll see the docks full of families. Kids and grandkids swimming, dogs chasing balls, people going by on paddle boards and kayaks. The ski boats head out in the early morning to get the smooth water in the nearby sloughs, and the big boats head out for a weekend anchored out at a local anchorage or at one of the many Delta marinas or beyond, to Stockton, to Sacramento, up the Napa River, up the Petaluma Slough, all the way to the downtown harbor, or for a week on the San Francisco's China Basin right next to the Giants ballpark, or out the Golden Gate and beyond. The Discovery Bay Town Center is probably the wide channel near the marina, where we hold our yearly Paddle for Fame. One more picture. That's the end. Where we've twice set the Guinness Book of World Records for the most non-motorized vehicles together at the same time. And right next to that, in the top of that picture, is the Marina Green. That's probably our main street. That's where all of our community events occur. Everything happens. In addition, in the summer, additional people from the other Delta or Bay Area communities launch boats at the launch ramp or keep boats full-time stored in the marina. Hundreds of large boats and a shed full of ski and fishing boats stacked 7 high. Those people all come to Discovery Bay. They visit the Marina Boardwalk Shops, the Chandlery, eat at the Boardwalk Grill, or visit the Discovery Bay Yacht Club. There are big cat poker runs, bass fishing derbies held between the various Delta communities, bringing people from all over the various Delta towns. Even if people do not live on the water, the economic basis and center of the community is the marina, boating, and the water. Thus our concerns. We are not in the main flow of the Sacramento River. We are far south, right above the pumps. Due to its low flow, the San Joaquin River already contains extensive salts and chemicals leached out from the Westlands farms. If the millions of gallons of water that now flow down through our community, particularly the cleaner Sacramento River water that we now receive, is diverted around or under us, it's hard to see how we will not be negatively impacted. If salt water intrudes, will our backyards be brackish and stagnant water? Many communities, of course, Discovery Bay is not alone in the reliance on freshwater delta. Many communities rely on the delta for their economies. The surrounding delta farms, some of the most fertile land in the world, depend on fresh water. We are far in the south, hence we feel more risk, although the environmental concerns are echoed by our members throughout Northern California. We are concerned with the lack of restrictions on exports on the flow, in the plans. My second point is about boating. And boating was included in the plan, but there's no specific requirements or restrictions called out to protect boating. In August of 2009, my husband and I were anchored out at our favorite Mildred Island anchorage, and two bass fishermen came up and handed us a flyer about the Two Gates Fish Protection Project to install two gates within 3 months in the two main channels blocking key boating waterways. We didn't think that was legal. There is one channel, one of the main channels that has a railroad trestle, which is the only link Discovery Bay boaters have to the Delta and Bay, but it has two redundant bridges on it to meet navigation requirements. The primary bridge cannot be shut down for maintenance, according to U.S. Coast Guard requirements, unless the alternate bridge is operational 24/7. The gates had no operational requirements. Plus, we didn't see how gates blocking the migrating fish would protect them. In response to the threat of the Two Gates project, the STCDA was quickly formed and 2,000 comment cards were collected and hand-delivered to the USBR. The CalFed independent science team reviewed the project and concurred there was no science behind their function. The gates could kill smelt instead of protect them. The application for the permit to build the two gates was withdrawn, yet up to 14 gates have been proposed by the BDCP in various locations labeled as salinity gates, which would impact boaters. We believe that the Delta Plan has taken a key step, identifying boating as important, but believe this conclusion should be backed up by requirements to maintain navigation rights as guaranteed by the Rivers and Harbor Act and to protect the rights of all boaters to navigate freely throughout the Delta. Our home values depend on us being able to continue to navigate the rest of the Delta and beyond. The right of others to come to Discovery Bay by boat to support our economy is also of vital importance to us. Boaters come from all over Northern California to this unique area, which is best explored and enjoyed from the waterways. The construction of multiple gates throughout the Delta is contrary to preserving the Delta as a place, and in fact would destroy its unique quality as a boating wonderland.
Okay.
Lastly, Save the California Delta Alliance submitted a formal set of comments in response to the Notice of Proposed Rulemaking Delta Plan. As detailed in that document, we respectfully request that revisions be made to the regulations to look ahead and prepare for the time when the BDCP will come before the Council. One area where the Council will be hard-pressed to review the BDCP with the current state of the Delta Plan is alternatives. Various alternatives have been proposed, including Dr. Pike's concept for a new intake at Sherman Island, or restructuring the current location with state-of-the-art fish screens. Or better still, options which avoid removing additional water from the Delta by leveraging the million acre-feet of water now diverted into the flood control structures on the Sacramento River north of the proposed point of diversion, water which never flows through the Delta, or south. The Tulare Lake Basin restoration proposals, or desalinization to improve regional self-sufficiency. We understand the position the Council has taken concerning the BDCP, but the BDCP is focused on only one alternative, exporting more water from the Delta than is currently exported, which will increase salinity and deteriorate our water quality. We think that the Council can and should evaluate the merits and the feasibility of the various options. We need a bigger picture approach to the Delta Plan. Our home values depend on it, our economy depends on it, our communities depend on it. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you very much.